I think Jimmy Choo is made on the back of being glamorous. And it's such a weird word because sometimes people are allergic to glamour, the word glamour, but whereas I see it as a challenge. And I love it because glamour is about feeling good. Glamour is about feeling good, looking great, and giving you that dose of enhancement. Hello Beyond Noise, I am Sandra Choi, Creative Director at Jimmy Choo. I was born in the Isle of Wight, grew up in Hong Kong with my grandparents. I came back to UK when I was about 14. I discovered a little magazine called Just a 17. I spotted a designer at the time called John Galliano featuring his graduate show. There was this jacket that he designed, and that jacket alone was the beginning because I then read that he studied at St. Martin. And this is when I focused and I wanted to get myself to go to fashion school, follow the footsteps of John Galliano. And I moved to London at the age of 17. I moved into my uncle and auntie's house, and my auntie's married to Jimmy Choo. And at that point, that was a studio making all the shoes for parties, for important people, royalties, couturier, and that was the excitement of how I got to understand and learning the art of shoemaking. Jimmy Choo with the label was very much involved with all the magazines and making stories. Part of the stories is making the shoes for the shoot in those days, and that was just so much fun. And I remember collecting lots of fabric. It was always in the cupboard. There was always something lying around. So the idea of having creative concept in your head, having a certain design that you want to kind of make into 3Ds is the formation of my very early time of getting to understand shoes making, designing designs that you can wear. First of all, it needs to have a great form. Once you have the silhouette, you can actually dress it, and there's something that you can actually trust, and it can actually carry everything that's to do with you. So Jimmy Choo and the heels is very kind of like going hand in hand, and the feeling of a pair of heels making you feel fantastic, elevated, poised, and that to me is sexy. That to me is that feeling of glamorous. If it makes you look great and feel great, you have to kind of go with it. And this is where you meet with something that you really want, looking fantastic, and at the same time with innovation and technology, the kind of blend of everything got us to where we are. We are improving constantly, thinking about how to actually exchange materials to make things a bit more today and a bit more responsible, and that is the future of where we are. Alex Fury, who's a very respected, almost a historian, but an expert in fashion, as well as Connor Ives, who's the designers of today, those two friends were my go-to. And I asked them, what have been the significance of Jimmy Choo? And I think Sex and the City really came to the forefront of their mind. And I also wanted to know beyond that. And this is where we got together, trove through all our books of references and the history of Jimmy Choo, and we came to this wall. This wall is where we arrived, and we spent hours deliberating what is relevant, what really sums up Jimmy Choo. What is the glamour, what is the evening, what is the most significant silhouette. The capsule collection really come together from spring 97 to spring 2001. And out of those first 5 years, we have curated a collection of 8 styles, which encapsulate the early formation of what this brand and the design codes are for the house. I wanted strappy because that's kind of fun, sexy, and red carpet almost. It's the backbone of Jimmy Choo. I wanted definitely a pair of boots. I want the wildness of a little bit of animal. I wanted the glamour, but it's been represented with metal mesh, so that liquid femininity is unique. And then the playfulness of flowers and craftsmanship and the way that we make certain things with intricacy and skill. The casual style that we picked is a pair of flat slide mule. And then I wanted something that is quite ladylike. So the whole collection of everything finished with our Sex and the City shoe, where it's 3 pieces of feather on a very simple, whimsical, romantic color of the violet suede. It kind of tells that fairy tale story, which we often play with at Jimmy Choo. I think Sex and the City, back in 2000, when Carrie Bradshaw said that she lost her shoe, that was everything. At the opening scene of Sex and the City, we also had another pair of shoes, which is just as important. And is when she was wearing her leotard top and the white tutu, and the bus gone past. This is the shoes that Carrie wore to open the scene. There's a degree of engineering in shoemaking, but I think shoes is one of those things that you hear people say about, you can actually buy a pair of shoes or choose a pair of shoes, and that it kind of encapsulates a personality. I think having fun with it, as a woman, knowing the limit or knowing how I want to feel in a pair of shoes definitely has a connection. I like to think that I make for other beautiful women. I think I want everybody to just feel like on top of the world.